Hey everybody, it's Jay. Thanks for joining me. And I just have to say, what the heck is going on here? I mean, there's nudity and sex in Lord of the Rings now. I mean, come on. This is the most ridiculous. I just. And yeah, I understand. A lot of people, those who know me will be like, well, you're a Christian, and so of course you'd be against it. Listen, I'm not a prude with that. I mean, two of the movies, of the three movies that I've made, had nudity in them. One of them had sex in it. Two of the three comic books that I've made had nudity or sex in it. One had sex, I guess. The other one had just nudity, but whatever. The thing is, so I'm not against. I go to the art museums and I go to galleries. I have no problem with seeing the female or male form naked. That has nothing to do with it. It's about the exploitation side of what's being made here. It's Lord of the Rings. Exactly how does sex and nudity fit without somebody either completely misunderstanding the story and what it's about, or just purposely just jamming it in there, and that's a pun intended, jamming it in there because it's the same thing. It's the same thing with the freaking Game of Thrones stuff. I mean, yes, it was a smash hit. Everyone liked it. I didn't. First of all, I didn't even think it was very good. The writing bothered me a lot just by itself. But the thing is it was written like a bunch of 13-year-olds after they just saw their first Hustler wrote this thing. I mean, it's the most ridiculous exploitation crap ever. It's just, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it didn't even respect the source material that much. I mean, for the love, I get it. You're making this fantasy world because in your mind, all women are just there to be raped or to sexual objects, and that's the fantasy of this world or realm or whatever. But come on. I mean, it's like, it doesn't make sense. It has to do something with the story. The story has to have something with it. I mean, you're just going to rape her, and so then, but 8 scenes later, she just is in love with you now after you raped her for no, just do what the book did. Have it be this uncomfortable, weird, but at the same time, surprisingly intimate thing that creates a purpose. The only reason why you use rape in anything, there's two reasons. One is that it's a character development. It has something to do with the person's character. It either gives them a place to start at, or it deconstructs the character after a point. So you use it for that. You use it for the character development, or you use it as a cheap plot device. That's the second way. It's a cheap plot device. And it truly is a cheap plot device because you use it when you don't want to spend the time to actually develop why somebody's emotionally fragile or why there's a problem between people. It's cheap, is what it is. But it can be used effectively. It can be very effective in how it's used if you do it right. But it has nothing to literally, 8 scenes later, nobody even remembers it happened, and it's just, it's on. It's just, I mean, let's face it, in this instance, it's literally just because this is a fantasy of the directors and the writers. They just want to see a woman getting raped for some reason. It's just that's what they get off to. That's their thing. They're into that. They want to see people draw and quarter. They want to see women get raped because that's their thing. It's ridiculous. You got people coming into rooms and in the background there's just women giving blowjobs for absolutely no reason, and just women rubbing each other off in the background of scenes as if they're just a piece of the furniture and stuff. It just makes no sense. And again, it's forced. And that's in Game of Thrones, already has sex and everything in it. So what's it going to be like in The Lord of the Rings, which I mean, the best you could do is you could say, these two people, because they're supposed to end up having a kid, you have some sort of intimate moment together with them. But the fairy tale doesn't have a place for that. It's not going to. It's going to be forced, and you're going to destroy something that's already been just beaten to death as a property. I mean, the Lord of the Rings property is just, it's already being just destroyed just with the Hobbit films. And now it's like, let's just take any bit of integrity it has, just destroy it because the Tolkiens are dead now. It's just the dumbest thing in the world. Oh, the Tolkiens are dead now, so let's just destroy what they built and destroy something that has had, like 80 years or whatever it is, 70 years of staying power by just turning it into a cheap exploitation film that doesn't respect the tone and lore and purpose of the freaking story and of the freaking world that's been built. It just doesn't make sense. And again, I don't care about, oh, there's this one movie and it has sex, or there's this show and it has nudity. If it fits, if it has something to do with the story, if the tone of it is that, oh, it's plays fast and loose with something, or it's a intimate, slow, very provocative. This is Lord of the Rings. It's Lord of the freaking Rings. Oh my goodness. And you know it's not going to be tastefully done because it can't be. Because Amazon is literally the knockoff of Netflix, which is the knockoff of HBO, which is the knockoff of legitimate porn productions. I mean, it's just, oh my gosh, dude. I can't even believe. I wasn't even excited for it, but I was going to watch it. But I can't do this. This is just ridiculous. Oh my goodness. I am so glad I let my Amazon Prime subscription lapse this summer. It is not even close to being worth it. Oh my goodness. I'm being too ridiculous about that. Come on. I mean, that's who I am. Everything I do is going to be extreme in some way. But this is just, I just had a slightest hope, just the slightest hope that they would actually respect it just a little bit, and we would get ourselves a legitimate Lord of the Rings tale, a legitimate telling of a part of the lore that, of course, isn't in the books, because I'm pretty certain they're just making this up, but just that respects what was built and what should have been there. But that's not what we're going to get. We're going to get another one of these cheap things where they're just going to be, oh, well, we got to bring in every woman that's willing to be topless in Hollywood, or I guess New Zealand or whatever, so that we can get our 5 or 8 minutes of nudity in this episode. It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating. And all the people, oh, this guy just sucks. He just doesn't listen. I'm sorry, but most of these shows, oh, this is great. Most of them are so poorly written. They're so poorly written. They're so poorly acted. And it's weird. The ones with good writing have the worst acting. The ones with poor writing have the best acting. It's absolutely insane. And I don't get television. I don't get media right now. I don't understand why the story isn't more important. I don't understand why the story isn't more important. I guess everybody now is just looking for Hub when they're on Amazon now. Everyone's just looking for Hub on Netflix. Well, Hub already exists. Can we get some good freaking television shows now? Can we get some good movies now? That's just ridiculous. Well, anyways, that's all I have. Thanks for joining me. You know, the whole YouTube stuff of liking and subscribing. If you like it, if you don't, dislike it, whatever. It's up to you. I'm not telling you what to like or dislike. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. God bless.